In this segment today, we are going to tackle a very, very big issue. Wow. And what we will be talking about on this Style Your Life session for all of those that you are clients, those of you that are friends, is how to have a conversation with your partner about money when you have drastically different views about money. Right? Yeah, that's big, right? How do you have a financial money conversation with someone, with specifically your partner, when you have drastically different views about money? I'll share with you how to tackle that instance and how to address it right now. Let's get into it. Without further ado, I will share with you that this conversation and this segment is not easy to discuss. It's very challenging to bring up money when there's not a lot of it. It's very challenging sometimes to bring up money when there is a lot of it. There's challenging to bring up money when one makes more than the other or drastically more than the other. And there's some type of misconfusion or misconception about what money is in the household. So this session specifically on how to have the conversation about money when you and your partner have drastically different views. Now, I will share with you that the last thing that I will share with you is always bring in a third party, an advisor. I'm going to touch really deeper into that later on in this segment, but that probably is one of the most valuable ways, bring in a third party, an advisor that can help you. So we'll save that for later. It's later in this content and in this session, because I want to focus on how you can do it right now and apply it without having to spend money, invest in anything, etc. The one thing that you will have to invest in is the time, and then investing in yourself. And all of you know, on Style Your Life, we try to give you insight and information that you can use right now. No using of spending a lot of money, spending a lot of resources, just information and tools that you can apply right now to change and style the life just as you design it. So the biggest issue, right? Some of you may be thinking of it right now. You and your partner already have different views about money. One wants something drastically expensive and an extraordinary lifestyle, and the other wants a simple life of, taking children to school and coming home and having a nice dinner. Right? The first thing that I will share with you, coming from a financial advisor perspective, none of these views are right or wrong. The person that wants to have an extraordinary, lavish, luxury lifestyle is not wrong for desiring that. And the person that desires to have a traditional work, employ, take care of a family with love and care and compassion is not wrong either. So I want to make that clear before I dive into this discussion, into this content. There is no right or wrong. The most important thing that I'll always share with you here on Style Your Life is that this is your life, right? You're designing it and styling it as you desire. I encourage and challenge you never to live up to the status quo, keep up with the Joneses, everyone else is doing it, philosophy. Because when those things are happening and you're doing what everyone else is doing or trying to keep up or stay with the trends, you're not living your life. You're living the life of someone else and the desires of someone else. So before we dive in deep into this content, just remember, there is no right or wrong. The person that wants an abundant, amazing, outstanding luxury lifestyle, whatever you want to term you call it, that's fine. And the person that wants the beautiful countryside of a home that's just filled with love and care and compassion, that's totally fine too. It's so important to truly live your life, right? And I'm probably going to reiterate this throughout this segment. So the number one thing when having a money and a financial conversation with someone, and specifically your partner, when you all have different views about money, is I encourage you to focus on you, right? Not think about, oh, he always does this, or she always does this, or they always do this. Okay, that's fine. But when it comes to living a life, let's focus on what we can control, what I can control about myself. And the number one thing that I'll challenge you to do in your conversation when you have to have money conversations with someone that does not agree with your beliefs, or you all have different beliefs, is seek first to understand and then be understood. Now, you may have heard this before in other terminologies or other segments, and it's so true as it relates to money as well. Seek first to understand and then be understood. That means to find out what that person, believes, understand them. Do your best to come from their perspective, come from their shoes, come from their side of the table, and really look at the money situation, the desired goal, the desired outcome from their perspective. Seek first to understand, right? Where do their beliefs about money come from? And I think that is a valuable question to ask yourself and to also ask your partner, and you all come together to find out what that means for you all together, right? Seek where their ideas about money comes from. Were they raised with not a lot and believe like life can be great that way? Were they raised with a lot and that's the only way to live? Were they raised with a lot and seen turmoil and lack of love and compassion inside of a home? Or were they, treated unfairly about money? Or the list goes on. There's so many different outcomes. All of us have different beliefs about money, and they all come from different perspectives and experiences we have in life. So it's so important that I challenge and encourage you, when you're having a conversation about money with your partner, and you all may have very different beliefs about money, seek first to understand it, right? They're not wrong. You're not right. And you're not wrong. And they're not right. It's simply the beliefs that have been instilled in us, sometimes from a young child, right? Sometimes from great-great-grandparents, and history of generations of philosophy and psychology and timelines and tenures. These all have an effect on how we feel and how we respond to money. So it's so important for you to understand that person's perspective, and then you can share yours, so that now you can come to an understanding together. As you progress in this understanding, again, seek first to understand and then be understood. I challenge, this is probably even more important than number one, right? As a partner, as a couple, as a unit, as the desire of one, right? Being one with your partner. I encourage and ask you to find out and ask your partner, what are their financial goals? Specifically financial goals, right? There may be goals as it relates to health, there may be goals to fitness, there may be goals with family, there may be goals with job and career and so forth, but specifically financial goals. And many times this is overlooked because money is a very sensitive topic. It is what it is. As an advisor for, going on almost 20 years at this point, right? I've coached and I've guided people through, some very successful situations, gotten out of bad situations, run the course and experiences losses and gains and a variety of different experiences for a variety of different people. And I've helped a lot of individuals accomplish their financial goals. And it's so important for you as a couple and as individuals to specifically talk about what are the financial goals. Financial goals specifically. It's a very sensitive topic, and many times people don't want to talk about it because that's private, and we don't talk about money in this house, and we shouldn't ask people about how much money they make, and we shouldn't talk about money to people. Why? I ask that question, why? If money is important, shouldn't we be discussing it? Shouldn't we be strategizing to accomplish the desired goal? And that goal may not be, specifically be a billionaire, be a millionaire, or be ultra wealthy, right? But there should be a financial discussion about the financial goals, because now you both can get on the same page. So start with what the goals are, right? Is the goal simply to, hey, I just want to pay my bills, right? I just want to get, is the goal, I just want to make it till next week. And unfortunately, some people have those goals, and those goals may be okay for a time and a season, but it's important for you all to be together in one unit to know where the destination is that you're going. Just the opposite, if someone has the desire of, I want to make multi-millions of dollars or even higher billions, or or I want to work to make money to make sure that I get this car, this house, this lifestyle, this way of living, right? Make sure that that's clear too. Understand what the goals of that other person is, and then you can share what your goals are, to where we can lead into number 3. how you can find a space where this is so strange to say, right? Like, what are your financial goals together, right? So yes, partner one, partner two, and as I talk this out, this could be for multiple people. This could be for businesses. This could be for startups, right? Person one, two, three, four, five, right? But let's take the concepts of an individual and a family, right? Person one and person number two, right? That person one shares their goals. Person number two shares what their financial goals are, and now we say, oh, that's interesting. Why is this the case? Where did this come from? Back to beliefs. Why do you have this belief? Why do you feel like this is enough? Why do you feel like this is too much? Why do you think it's too little? Right? And now this is a discussion. It could be tough in the beginning. And as I speak this out to you, I'm thinking that these conversations may happen over time. When you're having a conversation with your partner and you both have very different views about money, maybe you address one of these topics on one sitting for a few minutes. It doesn't need to be 4, 5, 6, 8 hours, right? Maybe it's 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Whatever is appropriate and comfortable for you all as a team, right? And then, secondly, maybe on another conversation, you address number two. What are your financial goals? And then, number three, when you're having this conversation as it relates to having a conversation about money, when you have different views as partners about money, is what are your financial goals together? Right? There has to be some reason that you may be together now. Right? Yes, that may be love. Maybe there be attraction. Maybe there be, engagement. Some type of energy. As we talked about in some of our other sessions, everything is energy, including money. Money is simply energy. An energy that's transferred from hand to hand, from company to company, from business to business, from people to people. Right? Money is simply energy. It's a transfer of energy. So keep that in mind. Now, what are your financial goals together? Person one has, this is my financial goal, whether that list is long or short. And person two has, this is my financial goal, whether that list is long or short. And now you come together and say, okay, how can we make this work? All right, this is your financial goal, this is my financial goal. Where do we have some synergy? Leading into number 4 here, right? Where can you find congruency? Right? Knowing that person number 1 has this financial goal, person number 2 has these financial goals, where are we congruent? Right? Are we completely opposite? This person wants drastically high, this one wants drastically low, this one wants this one wants that, this one wants to travel the world and go across the globe, and this person wants to just go down the street to the local hotel for a weekend and consider that a vacation. Again, none of these things are wrong, but the cohesiveness and the camaraderie that you all have together is, how can we support that? Okay, it's not a compromising here, but it's okay, if we desire this goal here, how can we simultaneously, do this goal? And not necessarily one over the other, better or worse, good or bad. That's not the situation here. It's so important for you to truly evaluate and say, okay, if this is your desired, vacation, desired outcome, desired goal, desired financial objective, how can we accomplish that? And once we accomplish that, how can we simultaneously either, accomplish my personal financial goal, or, come have something very similar to it, or meet somewhere where it's cohesive for both of us to be valuable and gain enjoyment out of living this life together, right? It's so tough. It's so tough to have a conversation with someone that has drastic different views about money, right? And number 5, as we get into this, is now, what can you agree on? All right, after you have that congruency, after you have the conversation about goals together, what can you agree on? What are the steps that you're going to take to allow each person to be happy, right? And support one another in this financial journey together, and how you can use the information and the data and being understood that you just learned to make a life and create a life and style the life that you desire, right? What can we do and what can we put in place? And how can we work together? How can we support one another? And what is the plan? Because as you heard in some of my previous sessions and some of our other sessions, if you haven't, please go back and look at it, watch it, listen, whatever it is. But as an advisor, as a financial advisor, I often share with you, it's so funny as I continue to repeat, as I've done for years and years, a healthy financial life is not how much money you make or how much you have, but what you keep and what you do with the money that you have. Because there are individuals and people and corporations and entities that have millions and millions of dollars, but don't live a life of happiness and joy and love, because they're using the money and the resources in the wrong way. And just the opposite, there's other individuals who, generate very, whatever you think is small amounts of incomes or low incomes, that live joyous lives because they take the vacations that they want. They spend time with their family. They have good health, good fitness, whatever regimens that they have to live a healthy and a wealthy life, and not have as much dollars. So I often share with people, right? A financial plan is not about, a certain dollar. A financial plan is how you use those dollars to live and style the life that you truly desire. It's so important to understand that. And as you do that in a conversation with someone that has drastically different views about money, right? And I speak from experience, right? From myself, and also from, working with clients and different husbands and wives and partners and friends and colleagues and associates and business partners and coaching, that like this person has one way different view from the second person, right? But they still can work together and still make it successful. But it's so important for you to take these steps and make sure that you have this valuable conversation. And as we close and wrap up here, the number 6, if I give a list, if you will, you can decide how many different things were in there. But one of the greatest things that I share with individuals on how to have a financial conversation with your partner when you have drastically different views about money is you have to bring in a professional, and you have to bring in a third party. A financial advisor, a coach, a trainer, an accountant, a strategist, sometimes even a business professional to look at your, home as a entity, as a business, as a home corporation, right? A family office, to where you operate and you have a third party that comes in not for the sake of battle or the sake of taking sides left or right, or he's right, he's wrong, she's right, etc. Right? But having a professional to guide and coach and train you throughout that financial journey is many times one of the most valuable things that can enhance the conversation when there are drastically different views about money. Because many times one individual may be stuck in their ways, and the others may be stuck in the other way. And when you have a third party, sometimes it may even be a therapist. Sometimes it might be a therapist or a trainer, a financial advisor, a consultant that can, be the middle ground and give professional financial advice that is not biased or lenient to one way or the other, and allow for a discussion to happen. That's why the third party is there. The third party is not there to sell you a product. It is not there to sell you life insurance. Not there to sell you stocks and bonds and mutual funds. They're not there to sell you anything. And if they are, that's not the right person for you. Right? That professional, that advisor should be there to, take these steps. Understand, right? What are the goals and the objectives? What are the destinations that we are headed to? And now create a plan to help you get there, right? So keep that in mind. In many cases, and I think, if you want to put it to the top, I think it's important for individuals, as team members, as couples, as partners. Yes, I would encourage to have the conversation first, so you're clear. You might be able to solve and start that conversation prior to having a third person. But if not, bring in that professional, bring in a third person that can help and guide you on that journey to your financial destination. And notice I didn't say financial success, right? Financial destination. Because you can achieve success along the way to wherever your destination is. Joy, happiness, peace, love, whatever that is. And many times money is a tool and a resource to help you get there. So, on this tough conversation, right? I'm sure this was valuable to someone, right? If this was, please, comment, like below, etc. And stay connected with us. Because if we can help in any way, please reach out in that financial discussion. Share this with someone else. Share this with a friend, a colleague that might be going through this, right? They may have talked with you at work and like, man, I can't have money conversations with my spouse because it's always an argument and it's this, right? Share this with somebody. Maybe it's valuable to somebody that can understand how to have and begin that conversation. And again, it may not be one conversation. It may be multiple conversations, but there's strategic ways to do that. And I know that this is valuable to you on the steps that you can take. So, without further adu, as I always say, remember, style your life. Create the life that you desire and as you wish to live, right? On your own accord. And remember, you can have every single thing in life that you want as long as you truly do. We'll see you soon.